Thank you very much, Alan, for those very, very kind words. I am Toby Lennox. I'm Vice President of Strategy Development and Stakeholder Relations for Toronto Pearson. And I'm delighted, actually, to be here to participate in the summit, but also to be the presenting sponsor for the next panel, Ontario's Global Strategy, Landing the Big Fish and Growing Our Own. Now, we've heard from a number of speakers already about the opportunities to grow our economies, to go into emerging markets and to capitalize on everything that's global. I appreciate the comments that Dr. Hoskins makes when he speaks about that opportunity, but also drew it off into some interesting statistics when he speaks about the fact that 8% of our trade is only coming from those emerging markets. One of the things about an emerging market is it doesn't happen to be next door. We know the market next door, but what we're talking about are those markets that tend to be far away. And Canada's and Ontario's airports truly understand that opportunity and are ready to meet the increased demand for global access. Airports, after all, are a reflection of the economy. People do not travel to airports. Even I, an airport executive, do not travel to an airport alone. I travel for business, I travel for tourism, I travel to meet friends and families. And it is our role as an airport to facilitate and to encourage that growth. All of Ontario's airports, including Toronto Pearson, Ottawa, Thunder Bay, Hamilton, Billy Bishop, Sudbury, Windsor, are inputs that enable your business and our economy to succeed and grow. Now, prosperous economies need good, solid tax policy, good health care, access to skilled workers, but our economy also needs global access that can be provided by great airports. And it's our responsibility to ensure that we're functioning efficiently to support current and future growth, wherever that growth may come. As I said, airports are a reflection of the economy. At Toronto Pearson, for example, we have over 40,000 employees work at the airport, 65 airlines serving 180 destinations. This year, we expect to move somewhere in the neighborhood of 36 million passengers on more than 400,000 flights. We are the second largest airport in North America for international travel, and we're the fourth largest access point into the United States. Yet what I find really, really exciting about what our airport and what the economy and what you are all doing is actually reflected in the airlines that are populating our terminals. This year alone, we have welcomed new services from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Russia, Turkey, and the number of destinations and frequencies that are served out of China and Asia are rapidly expanding. I can tell you I've seen the slot filings for next year, and this type of growth is continuing in that same vein. But this really is just a reflection of the diverse nature of Ontario. It's indicative of where business, trade, and investment is happening. Ontario's airports, including Toronto Pearson, help to facilitate billions of dollars of economic activity, and it's our job to make sure that the infrastructure, processes, and customer amenities are in place to make travel hassle-free. Now, as leaders in business and government, you know the challenges of opening up new markets. As the operator of Canada's largest airport and one of North America's fastest-growing hubs, Toronto Pearson plays a unique role. Not only do we knit the country together, if you're going from Moncton to Edmonton, you will travel through Toronto Pearson. But hub growth means more direct service, more frequencies to more destinations around the world. Your time is valuable, and I'm sure you will agree a direct flight is always preferred over a connection. At Toronto Pearson, hub growth is supported by two of North America's best airlines, Air Canada and WestJet. Each has business strategies that are focused on growing hub traffic at Toronto Pearson. But what many people may not realize is that our geographic location, The fact that we have new and modern airport infrastructure and new longer-range aircraft gives Ontario a competitive advantage over cities and airports like New York, Chicago, and Miami. These are also cities that are competing for business in emerging economies. I will say that by putting Toronto and Ontario at the center of the aviation map, we are also putting Ontario and Toronto at the center of the business map. We ensure that you can get to where you want to go. It also makes our province an attractive place to invest. Now, at Toronto Pearson, we know that our success and yours are directly linked. We have recently completed a groundbreaking research study that quantifies the benefits to the economy as a result of Toronto Pearson being a hub airport and the connectivity that hub airport provides. This connectivity allows a business person in Toronto to do business in Shanghai, a student in Paris to visit Niagara Falls, and even more importantly, say a business in Germany to do investments in a manufacturing plant in Mississauga. These are unique economic benefits that result simply because Toronto Pearson makes connections happen. This translates into thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in GDP growth for Ontario. I look forward to sharing the results of this study more with you in the coming months. But you know, growth at an airport is not something that one can take simply for granted. We will not achieve success alone, and it will be achieved by working with business and governments alike. But there are a number of things that we all must do together, and I'm delighted to hear the comments that Mr. Hoskins made in this regard. First, to be successful, there are a number of things we need to get right. First of all, we need to make sure that the emerging economies know about Ontario and about Canada and the opportunities that are there. If they don't, as their economies grow and as they're looking for markets to invest in, they will go anywhere. That is the magic of aviation, is that it provides people with an instant decision-making to go to one country or another simply based on the access that they have. Marketing Ontario and Canada around the world is critically important. Second, once they know about us, and don't for a moment take for granted that they do, it has to be easy to get here. That means it must be convenient to get a visa, and the process must be efficient and streamlined. As we would say, a visa delayed is a visa denied, because again, the decisions are too quick. It also means we need to get the right bilateral air service agreements in place to meet your needs that we can then serve. Finally, as a business, Toronto Pearson is focused on making sure we are ready for this growth. The airport needs to be operationally excellent and offer hassle-free flow for people and goods. From the arrival and departure procedures to connections to food and beverage and other amenities available to passengers, we are working very hard to improve service levels and to be best in class. Now, the opportunities are huge, and the spoils are even bigger. This summit is an exciting chance for us to come together to discuss both the challenges and the opportunities. And I want to assure everyone in this room that we at Toronto Pearson are working very hard to ensure that we do everything that we can to ensure your success.